All right, welcome back to The American Dream. A new study came out that millennials, 64% of you like working for a company that has a social impact. This is a guy who demonstrates that as well as anyone. Lance Groth, CEO of the Collective Access, a movement going nationwide, helping kids in that entrepreneurial setting, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, as a profession, one of the best 1031 guys on the planet. So we're going to talk a little bit about that stuff as well, provide some knowledge. What's the latest with you, man? Good to have you in here.
Always good to be in here. Latest with me is trying to keep the onslaught of information organized and controlled. Because, like you're right, it's a lot of kind of young professionals that kind of tagged on to this charitable idea.
So I want to talk about what you do with Collective Access specifically, sure. But before we get into that, you and I have met plenty of times now. You have a passion that's really insane. You're like delusionally passionate. We're at the top of a high-rise, having coffee. You could see all of California from this coffee, and you're like, man, we need to change the world. All those people out there, they're outdated. I mean, you're like yelling at a city. I'm like,
why are you bringing that up?
Well, you got a bone to pick for the city. But I mean, you have a lot of passion. I mean, you want to change the world, and that's not even just paying lip service. You're serious.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, yeah, that's just a fact. I'm like trying to come out with a casual way to say it, without making it such a big statement. But yeah, truth is, it's like, yeah, we're brand new. Like one of my mentors always tell me, we live at the top of time. You know, like you and I were here, and everything that was or came before us, and we get to learn and build off that. So we're living in kind of this digital age where we have unlimited access to information. So why not change the world, change the way things kind of move, and change the way people communicate, change the way people share information, because we're pretty much living in one of the best times ever.
Oh, it's an insane time. And when you have a passion like you, the opportunity to aggregate attention and to really create a movement, it's never been like this before. And it's all because of this stuff.
Not at all.
Right?
In all honesty, it is kind of like this digital movement. It's, back in the days, people had to communicate hand to hand. They had to share information through the newspaper, wait at 7 p.m. to get the news about the rest of the world. Now, if I want to find out what's going on in the rest of the world, I can just hop into somebody's live feed in Bangladesh and see what's going on the ground floor. So it's just kind of, it would be a disservice not to take advantage of the fact that we have unlimited access to information and we know how to work together.
Collective Access, tell us about it.
Simple. A bunch of young professionals teaching kids kind of business etiquette and how to connect. The way we do it, simple. We teach them how to network, shake hands, maintain eye contact, and old archaic etiquette. But
some old school stuff. We just talked about all the new school stuff with digital and social.
Yeah.
You're talking old school relationship and handshakes.
But it's a balance because with anything that's new, it will have some bad side effects. The Industrial Revolution was great for transportation, but then it demolished the environment, and then we had environmental protection. The digital revolution is great for information, speed, and transparency, but it has this kind of small little subtle side effect on human connection where people, when they have 1,000 friends, they think, okay, I have 1,000 connections, real bonds, but that's like a synthetic form of connection. So we teach them like, yes, you can have 1,000 friends, it's a great tool, but remember to sit down, have a conversation, meet in person, and not just click like and go talk to them.
We're the most connected, disconnected people that ever inhabited Earth. I'm writing a book, American Dream 2.0, and it's talking about those old school strategies, meeting this new school world. We got to give you a chapter in it.
I'll take
Can you write?
I'll take
you
a
can
small.
Talk well.
No, I can talk decently, but I don't think you want me writing.
We got editors for that.
I'll spell
get you
wrong.
Hey, so the American Dream, we talk a lot about real estate. I'm going to shift gears here because you're very well known for your expertise in this 1031 space, which is really tax advantages when you're selling properties. Give us a good nugget for all the people who engage in our show for that real estate knowledge.
Simple. You can in real estate, a lot of people get attracted to real estate because of the incentives and the financial benefits.
Sure.
But the truth is, when you go through that entire process, at the point of sale, it is a taxable event. And there's so many laws and guidelines that actually dictate that one singular point. So many clients get so upset at the closing costs at this. I didn't see this coming.
Right.
You want to have little tools like a 1031 exchange that can help you defer your state tax, federal tax, and your depreciation recapture tax so that you're saving your clients an average of 33% of their profit as far as maybe taking 5% commission or 3% commission. It is this ginormous tax benefit that helps them save money and protect their capital. So I'm a bit aggressive in sharing their information because I'm like, you know what? I think your clients would like to save money, just saying.
Lance Groth, the man, the myth, the legend, Collective Access. It's a serious movement for kids in that entrepreneurial journey, old school strategies, but 1031, whether you're a consumer that owns investment property or you're a realtor, good guy to connect with. Lance, always good to have you on the show, man.
Always good to see you.
All right, brother. More of the American Dream coming up next. Welcome back to the American Dream. This guy, man, you got a resume that's a mile long. Entrepreneur, author, radio star, real estate guru, and now the founder of the Business Growth Celebrity Academy. Brandon Rhymes, man. Good to have you on the show.
Awesome to be here, man. Yeah,
so full disclosure, I've known Brandon for a decade.
Yeah.
And man, your story, your journey has just been awesome. Here we are today in Cali. Good
It's
to have
awesome.
you.
Great to be back and taking advantage of this American dream, the entrepreneurship opportunity that we all have. It's amazing.
So tell us where your passion comes from. So anyone who doesn't know your story, just that journey for you, what's it look like?
You know, real quick synopsis is longtime quarterback on my sports teams. I was the quarterback, Dad was the coach.
Yeah.
So we've all seen that dynamic play out, you know. Pop Warner Super Bowl #1, state championship games, and that leadership role has transformed me into a businessman that I am today.
How so?
So what I've done is I've been the leader on the team. I've always been the one to take action, been the one to rally the troops, make things happen. So now I'm quarterbacking a different game. I'm quarterbacking transactions for my buyers, sellers, investors.
Now this is on the real estate side.
On the real estate side.
Big real estate
Platinum.
star out in Tampa.
That's right. Platinum MVP Realty is my company. I'm the owner. So we're quarterbacking those deals. We're also quarterbacking introductions to our 60 to 80 plus show partners. So we bring on CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys.
Now we're switching gears here and talking about your radio show. Yeah,
that's right. So with the radio show, we want to be that quarterback on the team for our consumers and help them as a consumer advocate as well. You know, in that local market, helping them avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent. You know, we talk about the clickbait online, or if it's face-to-face.
The online world has just gotten bad. It's the modern day snake oil salesman.
Exactly.
You know, it just gets so bad on there. Well, people need the advice, which is what you do. So you've partnered with legend of the UFC, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing this Business Growth Celebrity Academy. So
that's right.
If you don't know, Ken Shamrock is one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time.
Yes.
Even still fighting?
Hall of Famer. He wants to fight Hoist Gracie. Hoist Gracie's ducking him. He wants Hoist Gracie. Tell him he wants Ken Shamrock.
How old is Ken Shamrock now?
I believe he's 52, 53.
Still getting in the octagon. That's just crazy.
He would for the right fight. I think. Right now he's pretty much
well, he's
training hard. He's still in great shape, training hard, man.
So you guys are working together on this model that really is supposed to empower other entrepreneurs on basically celebritizing themselves?
That's right. Business Growth Celebrity Academy. So if you own a business or a salesperson, any industry really, it's teaching you the model of how to become a celebrity, how to become well known in your marketplace. So it's doing that through the power of harnessing the power of the media, starting your own radio show, utilizing the content that you create because we have cameras in studio now. So now everything that you're creating content that you can then repurpose on Facebook, Instagram, you name it, the platform. You can dominate that platform and become known as a local celebrity and take advantage of living the celebrity lifestyle through barters, through all the key relationships, being able to reach out to your local mayor, local and national celebrities. You know, for example, on my show, I've had the mayor of Tampa, Clearwater, and St. Pete, the big three.
Sure.
I've had Warwick Dunn, former NFL, Walter Payton Man of the Year, Jarek Robbins, Grant Cardone, all types of cool people on my show, and that helps elevate my status as well and create credibility.
And what's the common message when these guys are coming on your show? What are they speaking to?
We're doing a lot of stuff about philanthropic. You know, Warwick Dunn, his story was pretty amazing. His mom was killed. So he does one of the best former NFL players, in my opinion, in terms of giving back. He's helped something like 155 single parents gain home ownership through his program, Warwick Dunn Charities. So those types of things are the stories that we want to highlight. Grant Cardone's heavy on the real estate game and motivational. Jarek Robbins, how cool is that for me? Tony Robbins was one of my favorites. I went to his business mastery course in Namale, Fiji back in 2010. So, one of my favorite mentors to be able to have his son on my show multiple times and kind of chat with him and talk about that.
Wow, very cool. Before I let you go, you are one of the top guys in Tampa. Tell us real quick about the Florida market.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, Florida in general, it's a hot market. It's similar to what you're seeing across the country. There's low inventory. If a property's priced right, there's multiple offers, highest and best, it's gone like that. It's important for sellers to be informed and understand how they properly position their property. Thinking about, Alexa, Amazon, the Amazon Alexa, the Google Home, thinking about those types of trends. You want to get with the brokerage that's going to be looking into the future and seeing what the trend is, an early adapter. You know, somebody that's going to be an early adapter when it comes to marketing your property. If not, you're going to be left in the dust.
Tampa's a great town. Brandon Rhymes, like I said, successful entrepreneur, author of this book here. What is this book? Is this a new one here?
That's Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. So we're teaching people how to surf the radio waves, and this is part 1 of the BGCA, Business Growth Celebrity Academy.
That you're doing with Shamrock.
That's right.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Enjoyed watching you grow. I know the best is yet to come. Brandon Rhymes, follow this guy. He's the up-and-comer that's really already there and just doing big things.
Thanks, Craig.
All right, man.
I
Thanks for coming on the
appreciate
show.
it. Thank you.
More of The American Dream coming up next. The American Dream and I have been invited by San Diego's premier luxury realtor, a friend of our show, the Seth O'Byrne. And we're giving LA's leader in luxury real estate, Ben Bacal, a helicopter tour of what San Diego has to offer in the luxury real estate market from the sky. Buckle up. I've been traveling the entire country, launching the American Dream all across the United States, and in each market we isolate the elite realtors in every market. Today we did something fun. We brought Ben Bacal, who is the #1 agent for luxury up in LA.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. He has a $250 million listing right now, amongst many other, a great portfolio. And we got Seth O'Byrne, who you see on the show all the time, who is our expert out of San Diego. Course on his phone, but we're just touring America's finest city, maybe having a little in-air debate about LA and San Diego from 2 of the best nationwide. When you approach a luxury home and you're taking it to market, what are some of the strategies that help move that house?
I spend anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month on those luxury listings because everyone's on their phone.
Yep.
I want those listings, viral on your phone. So that's what I implement. And of course, for the super high-end properties, we'll have a PR company come in and strategize and build stories around the property and try to get free editorials as much as we can.
Is there, obviously there's a lot of thought that goes into it, but it's not for sure what that property is going to sell for when you list it for 20, 30, 40 million, right? I mean, there's some guesswork there.
No, when you're in that 20 to 30 million dollar mark, you're actually, that they're going to sell for pretty close to that. It's when you're pushing in that 40 to 250 stratosphere.
Yeah.
Then it's a bit different game. But the price per square foot has been we're really price per square foot driven in Los Angeles. We're lucky because we have the comps to back it up. So you can say like a house down the street sold for $3,000 a foot or $2,500 a foot. Museum quality stuff is selling for about $2,500 a foot.
Share with me a story, an example of something you've moved recently.
Recently we did a house for $48 million, and it's a New York buyer that came out and bought it. And then we have a lot of buyers from the UK that are venture capital, private equity. A lot of Chinese are buying, and then mostly it's domestic. Because the United Emirates dollar is pegged to the U.S. dollar, and this the British thing, everything's in flux. So right now it's really domestic, but I do advertise in like Camju and LuxuryRealEstate.com and Prestige MLS, and I put it in Mandarin. The listings I'll translate them, and also on YouTube I'll translate them. But essentially, they're coming out here and they're hiring me, looking for their home of their dreams. And like the big listings, betting like $10,000 a month, pushing them so they're where their screens your house is going to be, right?
Yeah. So really, even though in some ways, obviously, luxury real estate has been known for being cutthroat, kind of to the opposite, you have to be collaborative with the other partners out there, right?
Yeah, you really have to. Exactly. You got to be collaborative with your fellow associates, and you got to maintain that relationship. Getting exclusive listings, they're great, but often they trade hands really quickly. You get a 6-month listing, and it doesn't trade, and then you pass it off to the next guy, and then boom, it it could sell, which is okay. It's just the name of the game, right?
Ben, you got any final remarks about San Diego?
Well, from the air, I really got a really terrific perspective. Thank you, Seth, for showing me all the different areas. They're beautiful. Those hillside, those cliffside properties were extraordinary. I couldn't believe what I saw. And the value that you get for beachfront property, exceptional. I'm looking to maybe buy something one day. That'd be cool.
Hope you enjoyed, and cheers to your American dream.
Well, as you know, the American Dream is a national program where we focus on business, the entrepreneurial spirit, overcoming adversity, finance, the market, all things that are relevant to empowering your American Dream. But a big topic of conversation on this show is housing. So what we do is we integrate local, top-producing, award-winning realtors to cover a wide range of topics on that subject, different micro markets, different niche subject matter. Housing is such a big topic, so we're going to bring you a lot of information right now from some of the best in your market. Let's check out these interviews.
Hey, I'm Randy Hatada, broker for Expand Realty. We'll be talking about Section 10 today and a exceptional listing over at 735 L Park Avenue. Section 10 may very well be the best kept secret in Las Vegas. What's cool about Section 10 is that Section 10 simply derived its name from its legal description, and it just stuck. So most of us know it and identify this area as Section 10. Section 10 is the only custom home community with half-acre plus lots here in the entire valley. Another cool thing about Section 10 is that Section 10 is probably one of the only luxury communities or custom home communities that do not have HOA fees. Most of Section 10 as a whole do not have HOAs, with the exception of a couple home cul-de-sac lots that may have a gate. Just like we talked about Section 10, one of the trends going on is some major remodels. And with attention to detail, I'd like to introduce you to 735 L Park Avenue. Welcome. L Park is a 3860 square foot single-story home lying on a 25,000 square foot lot right outside of Section 10. As you can see, this is a complete remodel, and basically they're taking on a barn-style theme. If you come on over, I'll show you the kitchen. The kitchen starts with our very large farm-style sink, along with our custom cabinetry and soft-close doors. And then here we have our quartz countertops and all of our steel appliances. One of the highlights of L Park is our master bathroom. Come on in and see the redone shower along with the custom tub. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching our show, and now back to the studio.
Welcome back to the American Dream. Coming up now, we've got two great guys that are experts in their market. I'm going to introduce you to Daryl Hanna and Courtney Beauford. Daryl is a top producing realtor and Courtney is the lead buyer's agent. Both of them are with the Bachelor Hanna Group Realty One. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having
welcome.
us.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to meet you both. Great to talk to you both. I know that you're experts and you really know your market there in the Vegas area. But I want to talk to you first, Daryl. With inventory kind of changing a little bit right now, what are the options for buyers out there?
Well, we know the inventory still is low here in Las Vegas, as it is around the nation. Buyers have a few different options available to them. One would be the obvious choice, which is resale, which you can find on the MLS. Right now in Las Vegas, there's about 5,700 homes available, but that also includes condos and townhomes. About 4,700 of those are actual homes. The other option that buyers have is for sale by owner. We know there's a lot of websites right now online where people can go and try to find people who are selling the homes themselves. So that's a second option. Courtney's going to tell us a little bit about the third option that we're here to talk about today.
Well, the third option, and I think probably the biggest option for buyers in the market when inventory is in this state, are new homes. All over the valley, we have tons of new home communities popping up. In addition to just the regular valley communities popping up, we have a new master plan community happening in North Las Vegas. It's a 600-acre parcel called Valley Vista. Just to give you an idea of what's going on down there, D.R. Horton's actually building 9 different communities within just that master plan. So those also offer great incentives and opportunities for buyers to succeed when they're looking for a new home.
So Courtney, I'm glad that you've talked about new build, and I want to ask you then and help our viewers understand, if I'm a buyer and I'm looking at those new construction and doing a new build, do I bring in my own real estate professional, or do I just use the one that's there with the builder?
You know, that's a great question, and I get that question a lot.
Really good question.
Honestly, you have to look at it this way. Representation is important. When you're walking into a new home sales office, the person sitting behind that desk works for the builder. They're looking for the builder's best interest, and so you need another party that can be there with you to help you navigate through the things that could and may happen during that transaction. We'd like to think that nothing ever happens and that there's never any issues, but delays happen, people make mistakes, and so you need a professional there to kind of help you navigate through those issues in order to be successful.
Another big part of having your own realtor that a lot of people don't realize is that we're actually able to negotiate and really help their pocketbook when it comes in terms of helping them with closing costs, helping the builder to give more closing costs. We just had a file the other day where the builder was going to initially only allow them 1.5%. We were able to come in and actually get them 3% towards their closing costs. That probably wouldn't have happened without an agent there to try to make it happen. Also, we can negotiate flooring allowances, upgraded appliance packages, window coverings, things like that. So really, it does help the consumer to have a realtor there with them when they go.
So there really are some additional benefits, especially if they're working closely with the Daryl Hanna group. Is there anything else additional that you see would be a benefit for those buyers in the new home purchase?
You want to take that one?
Oh, for sure. You know, I think it boils down to experience. I mean, people don't buy homes every day. For most people, it's the most important purchase they'll make in their life. So it's important that you put your best foot forward and that you're equipped to handle whatever may come your way. And with having a realtor with you, you have a person that's been there and that knows what's going to happen. And when those things happen, like I said before, navigate you through those issues to success.
We always try to encourage our viewers the importance of dealing with a professional, especially with your real estate transaction. It's such a big deal, and empowering the American dream. You guys are those experts. I hope that our viewers reach out to ask more questions, find out how to strategically plan, whether they're looking at a resale property or a new construction like you guys talked about. I'm glad that you're there to really advise clients and help them the whole step of the way. Thank you for being a part of the show today.
Absolutely, it was our pleasure.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
You can always engage with us in the conversation. We can get back with you, help empower your American dream at AmericanDreamNetwork.tv, and also follow us on social media, and we'll be right back with more.
You just heard from award-winning realtors about your marketplace. It's one thing to find your dream home. It's another thing to finance it. I've traveled the country to find the best mortgage experts in every city. You're going to hear from yours in a Mortgage Minute right now. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to the American Dream. We've got a great Mortgage Minute up here for you now. I have Bill Gaylord with the Gaylord Hanson team with Loan Depot. Welcome to the show, Bill. Always great to see you.
Amy, it's amazing to see you. I wish I was there in person talking
Hello,
to
Amy.
you.
Great to see you again
I'm
as
super
well.
excited today to have Daryl Hanna, one of the team leaders of the Bachelor Hanna group here in Las Vegas. Amazing team. They do such an incredible job. And today we're talking about what's going on in the mortgage world, having a good lender. Why is that so important to have a good lender on your team?
Well, obviously, financing is probably the most important part of a real estate transaction. So having a lender who knows what they're doing and one you can trust is invaluable. It's priceless. The number one thing I think looking for in a lender is somebody that's going to shoot you straight, somebody who's not going to tell you what you want to hear. They'll ask the tough questions up front and make sure that once you issue the approval letter that it's actually going to close.
Daryl, have you had a situation where a lender hasn't performed and the transaction or the house had to go back on the market?
Oh.
What happens when that happens?
Yeah, no, it's a disaster. It really can cause a lot of not only time, which is valuable to all of us, but obviously lots of money. I've got one right now. I'm 10 days away from closing. The lender couldn't perform. My seller's already moved out pretty much and found a new place and put their deposits down, and now they either got to continue to go and keep paying for the home that you haven't sold, or they have to cancel that and stay in the house that they're in now. So it really could cause a lot of nightmares not having the right lender down the road.
So sometimes when a house goes back on the market, it actually puts a little bit of a stigma on that home if it falls out because of financing, correct?
It does.
So having a good lender on your team to get it through is so important.
It's so important, yeah. And at the end of the day, the customer is buying a home because they want to live in it. It's your home. And when you have to tell your customer that you can't deliver that home, whether you're on the selling side or you're on the buyer side, it really is very painful. And so it really pays to have the right lender and a lender that isn't necessarily the cheapest. We know that a lot of people go out and just they're really concerned about the price and what they're going to have to pay. I think paying a little extra for a good lender who is going to deliver that property at the end of the day is priceless.
Ultimately, they want to get the house. So Daryl, thank you very much. Unbelievable job here in Las Vegas.
Thank you, sir.
Making it happen.
All right.
Back to you, Amy.
Teamwork is so important, and we always recommend finding the right team. I hope our viewers reach out to both of you. Thanks so much for being a part of the show, and always great to see
Thank
you,
you.
Bill.
All right, that's all for the American Dream. Thank you so much for checking us out. Remember, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage your American Dream. Don't forget, we love you to breathe oxygen into this message. Follow us on social media, and don't forget, we'll catch you next time. See you next week.